to approve minutes.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 You know it.
The minutes have been approved and second. Okay. And swearing the witnesses.
So anybody that's going to testify today, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Our first case is on page 3. Next to the bottom of the page, last four numbers, 4028, 1427 Providence Road.
3.
Code Enforcement Officer is Chris Berry.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. It's case LCE 14-04028, 1427 Providence Road. Owner is listed as Gooseby and Associates Construction Company of Florida and Leslie Myrtle Estate. It's a violation of Section 86-2 for overgrowth, junk, trash, and debris. Date of violation was July 2nd, 2014. On August 22nd, 2017, the order was the case shall be dismissed upon payment of $52,850. City recommends to reduce that down to 10% of the fine, totaling $5,285, plus city administrative costs in the amount of $763.22, for a grand total of $6,048.22, to be paid on or before March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Okay. You have heard the officer state your name for the court.
Rashad Anderson.
Okay. What do you have to say concerning this?
I'm getting ready. This property is on the list of lands available. I'm getting ready to purchase it, and that's the reason why I decided to come to see this hearing and see if I can get it reduced. Is that the completely amount that can be reduced, or can we be reduced a little bit more?
The 10% is the standard that we reduce these types of cases to. So it was at $52,850, and we're reducing it down to $6,048.
Board, you have anything to say?
Is that reasonable? That's
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
okay. I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation. I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Gage, second by Mr. Wainwright. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Will I get a letter in the mail?
Yes, you will receive a letter in the mail.
Someone will.
Are you on the case at all?
No, I'm finna go buy it now. I'm
Okay,
finna go
you're
purchase it.
fixing to go, okay.
Yeah.
So we would need your name and address so we'd be able to send you a copy.
You want it now?
Yeah, we can get it. Just come around.
The next case is on page 7, at the bottom of the page. Last four, 7517, 707 North Virginia Avenue. Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan.
Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan, case number LCE 19-07517 for the address of 707 North Virginia Avenue, owners of USA ISP LLC. Violations are Section 86-2, lot clearing and overgrowth, junk and debris. Date of violation was October 2nd, 2019. It was ordered on January 26, 2021. They signed a summary disposition admitting to guilt This case was supposed to be dismissed upon reduced fine of $1193.80, provided the said amount was paid in full on or before July 26, 2021. The fine will revert back to the original amount of $8,200. They're requesting an extension, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I do have a summary agreement I'll be happy to present to you to extend out to September 28th, 2022, to give you an additional year to pay that amount.
You said September 8, 2022?
September 28th, 2022.
28th, 2022. Sir, state your name for the case.
Shane Letchworth.
Do you have anything to say concerning?
No, ma'am, we've been paying monthly on this, so we've gotten, with 2 fines, we've gotten 1 taken care of, so we're dwindling it down now.
So you're in agreement, okay?
A motion, I was gonna say, a motion to accept staff recommendation. Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. The date would be 1 year from today, September 28th of 2022, to have the fines paid.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case is at the top of page 7. Last 4, 1892, 122 East Belmar Street. Code Enforcement Officer Daniel Sheets. Attorney Tim Cap.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 19-01892, that's 122 East Belmar Street, Apartment A. Owners are Tucker Charlotte, Henry Tucker, and Janet Tucker. Violations are Ordinance 3947 and subsequent as follows as in the agenda. Date of violation was on March 22nd, 2019. The order was given on January 28th of 2020 that the respondent would pay $50 a day, effective December 9th until compliance was met. Property is denied reconsideration because it is inside the city limits.
Did you say Tim Campbell?
Attorney Tim Campbell.
Good afternoon. For purposes of your record, my name is Tim Campbell with Clark Campbell Lancaster and Munson law firm here in Lakeland, representing Henry and Charlotte Tucker in this matter. And I came before you recently with a request for a partial release and understand the reluctance of this board and the city to do so, and because of the leverage issue that it relates. So the lien relates to violations on Belmar. Charlotte and Henry Tucker, who are 2 of the owners of that property, are trying to sell property that they own on East Edgewood. But as you know, the code enforcement lien applies and encumbers any property that the person owns. So we're requesting a partial release of the lien as it relates to the Edgewood property.
Wait, excuse me. This case doesn't seem to be about a lien. It seems to be about fines for this particular property. This particular case isn't about a partial release.
Yeah, this is just for reconsideration of the case for violations.
He requested a reconsideration to get a partial release.
Okay.
That's why it's under reconsideration.
Okay.
Okay. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, and to give a little background, so there's a reason that the Belmar Street property violation's not resolved. So this property, along with the package store, all of that property was the subject of a bankruptcy. Out of that bankruptcy order, the property in question where the rental units are that are not in very good shape were to be conveyed to the bank in the bankruptcy order. And then the bank went out and said to the Tuckers, we don't want it conveyed yet, and And since that date, they've tried to, with the bank, sell it. At some point, the bank then sold their interest to another third party. Janet Tucker and Jess Tucker have since passed away. So there have been a ton of complications that have stopped them from being able to resolve that case. The expectation is the bank or its successor in interest will own the property, and those discussions are happening now, and the code enforcement lien and the code enforcement violation issue has been front and center in any of those discussions. So, it's been delayed too long, but it's for these reasons that the Tuckers themselves don't really have total control over, and they don't have the ability to go in and deal with this issue because it's the bank's responsibility under that order. So because of that, they're not ignoring the issue. They've pushed for the issue for whoever buys it. The couple different purchasers through the bank have understood that that violation is in place and needs to be addressed. And so for today, we respectfully request that a partial release be granted as to the property that's located on Edgewood, and we've provided the address and legal description for that. And we stand for any questions that you may have.
Board.
Well, there's nothing here that really, for us to go on. We don't know parcel numbers, we don't know. And this also is inside the city, which is our
One of our, yeah.
policies we don't release. So, I mean, there's nothing for us to go on here. We don't have the parcel number, we don't have any information.
So so I understand, the holdup has been that the interest in the rental property, which is what we see pictures of, was already conveyed to the bank, and so the bank, so the people listed here as the owners can't do anything with that property because it's already been.
Almost. The order states that the property is to be conveyed to the bank. The Tuckers, all four of the Tuckers, received a credit in the bankruptcy case for the conveyance of this property. The bank went out and did an environmental assessment, so we don't want this in our name. We're going to find a buyer. They've tried several times, those have fallen through, and then it got further complicated when Jess and Janet Tucker passed away, and then further complicated when the initial bank sold it to an investment group, and so it just continues to get delayed. Mr. Hitchcock, we submitted a correspondence, so this report is from your staff, but we submitted a letter that has the information you're speaking about, that has the parcel identification number and the legal description that relates to our request for a partial release. This is, I think, just a summary that's in your packet.
She's going to pull it up for you.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah. So the partial release is for the property on Edgewood?
Yes, sir.
And then what's going to happen with this particular property still?
Well, it has to get resolved. So the property is, if you're familiar with Southside package, so it's the corner that's vacant,
Yep.
extending to the east where these rental units are. So it's that entire parcel. And so there have been several interested persons because it's a developable site, but it's really been complicated through these probate issues and through these transfers. And then presently the successor in interest to the bank and they and the Tucker's counsel have had issues. So it just stays in this dispute, but obviously it's in the bank's successor's best interest to sell this and quit holding this property. So we've been trying to get this worked out for most of the time that this violation's been in place. I can't tell you when it will be resolved, but obviously they're not going to all sit there and just allow this property to remain vacant and owned by the with the interest of the bank. So I can't tell you exactly.
Just so I understand too, that this particular property on Belmar is, so it's actually not owned by the estate any longer? It's actually,
It's owned by, it's owned by the two Tuckers
okay.
and the beneficiaries of the estates of Jess and Janet Tucker. So we've also had to deal with their probate counsel, but it has not been transferred out of their name because the initial bank did not want that, and now they're discussing how to deal with it, whether they find a third party to just purchase it. The Tuckers are ready, they've been ready to convey this to the bank forever. And they were accommodating at first to try to allow the bank to find a purchaser so the bank would not have to be in the chain of title. But, and now it's lasted so long that they have bankruptcy and other counsel helping them try to resolve this. But the bank controls it, but it is in the Tucker's name.
Does 122 also include the corner?
Sir?
The vacant corner?
The vacant corner.
Is that 122 East Belmar include the corner lot as well?
I'm not sure. I don't think it does. I think they're separate parcels, but I'm telling you, the subject of the bankruptcy issue I'm speaking of includes the rental units and the corner. So it's a good developable parcel when this all can be resolved. I can tell you the Tuckers have been embroiled in this for years at pretty decent personal cost, having to deal with this when this is something the original bank should have just taken ownership and dealt with a long time ago. So they are hampered.
These properties currently aren't occupied, correct?
They are not occupied.
And just so I understand, on the Edgewood property, there's already someone lined up to purchase that or to have something happen with that property?
Yes, there's a tenant there. I don't remember the details. I think he has an archery type of business.
Oh, on Edgewood, it's behind the gas station?
Yes.
Yes.
So he's the tenant, and they were looking to sell it to someone else, and he kind of expressed it. So he is the contract purchaser and going through financing and looking to close that transaction and own that property.
Okay. Well, I guess, given that the other property looks like it's going to be moving in a positive direction as far as development or being cared for, I'd lean towards the release. I don't know, David, what do you think? I know what you think.
The only thing I would add is I understand fully the city's desire to have leverage to get these. The number one priority is to have these properties brought into compliance. Yep. And I know that's your first priority. And the second is when their money's owed, that they be paid. But not granting this request for a partial release will not increase, in this case, the leverage of the city to get this resolved. And it just hurts the parties who are involved on the Edgewood property.
I guess financially, is the Tucker family benefiting from the Edgewood sale?
Yes.
Two of the owners of the Belmar property would benefit from having that property sold. I don't know what they have in it, whether how much gain they have in it or not.
Sure.
But yes.
We just talked about today about not releasing stuff inside.
Well, yeah, because I think my thing is I don't know what puts the pressure on the bank to continue to search for a third party or to find a solution to a property that has been sitting out of compliance for over 2 years. Like, I don't know what motivates them and I'm not saying, I don't know if the Tuckers have just tried to let it sort itself out, or if them being kept from, benefiting from the sale of Edgewood, if they would then go back to, whoever owns whoever the property was conveyed to, that then say, hey, let's find a solution.
I do have a suggestion. So the bank successor, the group that controls the property because they have the mortgage and they can foreclose, and it's constantly in litigation and a dispute for a ton of different issues. But the current successor to the bank wants to address the code enforcement issue because they recognize the liens in place, maybe even before they can resolve this and sell the property. So maybe as part of the solution is I can direct them to the code enforcement officer and hopefully, because they understand it's an issue, they can begin to address it earlier rather than later, because they recognize that they have while they're not the owners, they have the control and interest in this property. But it's not something the Tuckers are capable for these legal reasons of going in and resolving at this time.
Board, do you have any recommendations?
I think we'd all prefer a resolution before the property on Edgewood is sold.
Repeat that, I'm sorry.
We would want to see this case resolved before we considered a release, based on what we've talked about.
I think it's going to be resolved just for the economics of it. I mean, you've got a very valuable piece on the corner. If that's tied together under bankruptcy.
Yes,
Is the
sir.
corner piece with 122 tied together under the?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So the property that was to be conveyed to the bank, that's the subject of that dispute, is that entire strip from the corner to the east through the rental units. So all that property is one property for purposes of this bankruptcy issue.
So that'll resolve itself. So I tend to,
I'm inclined to release it.
yeah, me too.
I'll make a motion to, so just so I understand, we want to do a partial release on the property on Edgewood.
Does he need to read this in the order, Jared?
I think if Madam Clerk's okay with it, I think you can accept or move to accept the request as submitted.
Okay.
And that would be what's in front of you right there is the request that's been submitted. If that's the pleasure of the board.
We don't see that on our screen. That's the problem is what.
So the staff recommendation and the staff recommendation here, all we see is the staff recommendation, which is to deny the reconsideration.
Okay, well, the staff recommendation has been, based, as we were discussing in the workshop, their recommendation is based on what they believe the policy view of the board is on these. So, but you can also, I think if you, let's see the screen up there, you can see the request that was submitted by Mr. Campbell.
Can you see that?
So you can read that specifically, or if you just want to move to accept the request as submitted, I believe that'll be sufficient for the clerk to know, and we can draft up the release, and I can work with Mr. Campbell to get the release in the language that's satisfactory for them.
Okay, so I make a motion to accept the staff the submitted recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Gage,
Second.
second by Mr. Hitchcock. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation to move to accept the request that is submitted.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, board members. If anyone else comes and asks me for a partial release, I'm going to smack them. I won't be back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I think the difference here is that it's not leverage we're trying to do. It's trying to clean it up. Right. Caught in bankruptcy, and that's the difference.
Our next case is on page 9. Last four is 0240, 1416 Layton Avenue. Code Enforcement Officer Dennis Browning. The owners are Freedom Flipping Academy Incorporated, LLC.
Excuse me, what page was that?
9.
Page 9. Second down.
Dennis Browning, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This is case LCE 21-00240. The address is 1416 Layton Avenue. The owner is Freedom Flipping Academy, LLC. The city brought this case before you last month, where the board authorized the city to demolish the property. Our department manager thought it best to bring it back before you and ask that you amend that demolition order to include the in-ground swimming pool. And just to give you some history on this case, code enforcement was alerted to a fire back in April of 2020. So we dealt with the original property owner at that time, and he was trying to work with his insurance company. That never did, he wasn't able to follow through on that and build, so he sold the property. Once we found that out, we closed that case out and started another case. And the folks that bought the property, they had a permit in place. And during this period, we've got numerous complaints from the neighbors. And so once we found out that that permit had been canceled, that's when we brought it before the board last month to request the demolition. I know some of the neighbors had expressed interest in attending today's hearing, but I do not believe any are here to speak.
Okay. State your name.
Yes, my name is Jason Gaston. I'm the owner of Freedom Flipping Academy, who owns the property. And we are requesting to remove the demolition order. The reason why it hasn't been fixed is, first of all, it does have extensive fire damage. And we initially started talking with the owner, what month was that in last year? March.
Now she need to state her name if she's going to speak.
Oh,
Hi, my name is Ferry Gaston, also owner of Freedom Flipping Academy.
What's the first name?
Farrah, like Farrah
Farrah.
Fawcett.
Okay.
so initially, when we first were trying to purchase the property, we were talking in September, we were talking to, the owner had they had a notice of commencement with Green Construction. And we then negotiated with Green Construction to pay the fee to have them release that notice of commencement so we could purchase the property. And then we purchased the property in November of last year. And we brought a contractor on, and it took him like 3 or 4 months to really get anything moving. So we let him go to bring in another contractor on that. And we've actually already put a notice of commencement in, and we have plans drawn for the renovation of the property. We also have truss plans for reconstructing the trusses on the property. So our intention is to fully renovate the property and recover the fire damage. So, and we have a full scope of work. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, we have a full scope of work for the project, for exactly what we're doing to the project. And we also have plans drawn, and in the packet there's also the current layout of the property. There's the scope of work. It's, I believe, 6 pages of work that we're planning on doing to the property. And we actually do have a new contractor working on it, but he can't do anything, of course, because it's locked because of the demolition order. But our intention is to completely renovate that property from top to bottom. And also, if you go past the scope of work onto the next page, because there's several pages of that, so they can see that we have a full scope of work with paint colors, everything that we're doing there.
Was this a proposal from a contractor?
Or is what you want to do?
This is a scope of work that we provided to the contractor, and he's actually already put in a notice of commencement to start it, the property, but he can't do anything about pulling the permits
Can't pull
until the
permits
demo order's
because
gone.
it's got a demo
It's got a
order.
demo order on it.
We can't pull the permit because it's locked.
Were you, to remind me, were you here, did you come to the board meeting last month?
I misplaced the initial hearing paperwork, so I was not at the last one, so I did miss that, unfortunately. So we were here to try to back that up so we can start open the permits and start the process. So we already have like I said, we already have the plans, we have the trust plans, we have the contractor who did a notice of commencement.
That's a good question.
Well, the other question, who was here representing last month? Because we
No,
heard.
we have to hear all demolition cases, but I don't think anyone was here to.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I remember hearing it.
Because we heard it
Yeah,
last month.
there was no one here last month. I did speak with the gentleman last week on the phone, and he did indicate that he had misplaced his hearing notice.
Dennis, how do you get a notice of commencements if you don't have a permit?
The notice of commencement,
fine.
we filed it with you guys, with the city.
Oh, so you submitted it?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay,
submitted
but
it
not
with
necessarily.
Fulton County.
Yeah, okay.
So we have a copy of that also in there.
You know, it's just once the board authorizes the city to demolish, they put hold on permits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so we can no longer.
Can't pull
move forward.
permits for anything.
And
So how
we
close
let
are
go
you
of last-
to-
I'm sorry.
So you already have a contractor?
We already have a
on board?
contractor, yes.
When hypothetically, if we lift this, when would you start construction? Like what do you project?
Our projections to start next month on the property, because we have the trust, well, we were waiting on the trust plans. And at first we were going with a trust company, but they're like 8 months out.
Yeah.
So we opted to change it to conventional framing so we could frame the roof on site to shorten that time. So since we're planning on doing conventional framing, as soon as our trust plan is approved by the city, then we intend to start replacing the roof system.
So then,
So what's the recommendation gonna be? 'Cause that's,
well, so that's what we gotta figure out. I mean, the recommendation is for demolition. This is obviously, like we talked about in our little workshop, this is hard costs.
all this says is the,
Adding the pool to the demolition.
this is totally not what.
Considerably different than what we're hearing right now.
Yeah, so I'm also, it kind of feels like,
Using them.
yeah, it kind of feels like the same thing with the partial release too. All I'm saying is, if we would like to see this property turn into something, it looks like they are excited to do that. And if the order is for demolition, that's cost incurred by the city to do it and length of time.
What's our,
Their recommendation.
you say you'd want to do?
Well, I mean, what the staff recommendation is in here is a lot different than the case we're hearing right now, so.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
their
curious.
recommendation is to demolish and include the ground pool.
That's-
Yeah, and that was our purpose of bringing the case back before you, was to amend the order to include the swimming pool.
But he was noticed.
That was before I heard from this gentleman.
Okay.
And so
I guess I
when I
question, does the
spoke,
staff want to change their recommendation?
well, when I spoke with him on the phone, I advised him to make sure he shows up for this hearing and have a good plan of action in place to present to the board,
Certainly.
and the board would make that decision.
There you
So
go.
what is that decision we need to make?
Do we not demolish it and let them,
Rescind any, do,
The demolition order, the previous order. You can
Okay.
rescind it and post the fines until it's corrected, or you can rescind it and continue it.
My- my-
Pay the fines up until now, so
Yeah,
we
to-
can do
to
a
release it.
release, yeah.
Because we've
we're
already,
gonna start-
we've already put a lot of money into the plans and things like that. We've already probably put $10,000-15,000 towards this project.
yeah, because they have stuff.
So
drawn.
our intent is to,
Plus, we have a loan against the property.
yeah,
That's
our
just
intent is to
only-
quickly, as a company, this is what we do. We buy houses, fix them, resell them.
Sure.
We're actually working on several other properties in Polk County. So this is what we do for a business. And I missed the last hearing, and I apologize for that. And I didn't realize there's a demolition order until we were actually working on refinancing some other properties. And it popped up that there was the code enforcement lien, and then I called Dennis, and he said, yes, there's a demo order. You need to show up to a hearing to see if we can get that changed, so we can move forward with the renovation.
Excuse me.
Okay, Jared.
My recommendation would be, if the board does feel inclined to rescind it, would to move to rescind it, but then to continue the case, and that way
Fines would continue.
you can hear basically a status update from them as to where they are with the permit process and everything, and then the board can decide. With the demolition order, there's some public safety issues at play there. So I don't know that, I don't think that we're hearing anything to show that the property is no longer dangerous. It seems like it's still in a dangerous condition. It's just that they have a plan to remedy it without demolishing it. So if the board is inclined to remove the demolition order, what's also unclear to me is that whether or not the city can leave the demolition order in place and just simply issue the permits to repair. That would be lifting the hold, would be an administrative decision that the city theoretically could make, but I'm not sure that I know the answer to that without having somebody from community development or permitting here to explain that hold.
In that scenario, the city would still continue the bidding process for demolition if it's.
Well, I think we would put that on hold.
So that process would stop.
Stop that process, give them time to pull a permit, lift the hold on the permit, theoretically that could be done. It's just an administrative question, and I'm not sure how they place the hold on or how they remove that or whatnot.
So you're saying that we should just go ahead and continue the case until?
If we decide to rescind it.
We have to,
I think at this point, it sounds like your options are, I don't know that, it doesn't sound like the staff's changed their recommendations. So their recommendation would be to amend the demolition order, and I don't know, what's the deadline for the demolition order?
It's November 5th.
I think
November 5th. So right now, you've got a demolition order in place and ordering them to demolish before November 5th. The city's recommending that you include the pool in that, and they're requesting that you rescind the order completely and allow them to renovate the property. So it's the pleasure of the board to decide which request to adopt.
Yeah, excuse me, at last month's hearing, when you authorized the city to demolish the property, staff was already beginning that paperwork.
Right.
So when we got the order from Mr. Ruiz to include the pool, Tammy actually didn't process that paperwork. And historically, whenever the reason we put a hold on permits is so they can't rush out there and get a permit and just sit on the property and call for an inspection every 6 months. That's the reason the city usually puts a hold on the permits.
That is not our intention. We're paying $2,000.
No, I'm
Yeah,
I'm just
certainly,
saying,
certainly. But it helps us, it helps us to have that precedent to know.
Yeah. So, and in cases we brought before, the board has made the decision to just rescind that demolition authorization or that demo order. That allows them to pull the permit.
Yeah, but I like the idea of throwing the continuance on there. So I guess it would, the property also remains in violation until it is demoed, regardless of the order that we put in?
Yeah, the case would remain open.
Yeah, until it would be demolished.
Fines would continue to run until the property is either demolished
or it started
brought into compliance through rehab.
okay.
Yeah, and I realize the property's in bad shape. I've walked through it many times myself. And actually, one of the neighbors actually called me personally because they had said they had a problem with some rats that were coming through.
Oh, certainly.
So we went in there and we had somebody go and cut the grass, trim everything up. We put out bait and traps to prevent that because I don't know if that's where they were coming from, but just to make sure, just in case, we did take steps to help that. And the last time I spoke to the owner, they weren't having that problem anymore since we got all that in.
Because that is the other element, is that this is, if not initiated, at least there's some sort of neighbor complaint that,
Well,
How long should we continue it to?
Well,
Whatever-
how close are you to being able to get permits?
We have
We already
everything
have-
ready. We just need to submit it.
You have
We have
drawings.
the plans, we have the truss plans, they're ready to submit. So when we open it, we just got to submit the plans.
I mean, it takes a month or something to get, at least a month normally.
well, and potentially to release it to open it up so that permits can be.
Probably the November meeting. By the-
Which is earlier.
Right, November
Just a little
16th.
bit. 16th.
So I move.
just for clarification, are you asking to continue the case, or are you going to rescind the demolition?
I don't know who's going to make, yes.
Jared suggested
We
do
haven't
both.
had a motion yet, but all I was saying is that if it was the pleasure of the board to rescind the order, that I would recommend then continuing after that, not just letting it linger, because there has been a determination that this is a dangerous structure. So
Certainly.
I think the board needs to continue to monitor it until it's resolved.
So go ahead and make it.
Do we have a motion?
You want to do it? You want to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to rescind the demolition order and to continue this case to the November 16th Code Enforcement Board.
We have
Motion.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
We have one more thing to ask, because the liens are against a few of our other properties that we have that we're currently trying to refi. So we need a partial release on 330 West Sanford in Bartow, 842 Channing Road in Lakeland, and then 1037 Lexington Street. Because that's blocking our
So
request.
the,
The board wouldn't be able to address that, and The demolition order is released, so that's, there's been a motion, if the motion is seconded and passes, then that demolition order will be rescinded, so it will no longer cross encumber any other properties. But the other lien, as far as with the fines that have been running stuff, the board can't address that. It's not on the agenda and has to, you'll have to submit an application for a partial release and go through the process and come back, unfortunately.
Okay, I understand.
But yeah, you have to apply for that separately.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Hitchcock to rescind the existing order and continue the case until the November 16th order.
Hearing, right.
Hearing. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to rescind the existing order and continue the case until the November 16th hearing.
Madam Chair, and if I may, just the November 16th date has not been completely solidified because of the holidays.
Tentative.
But if we do change the date, we'll make sure that you get notice of that.
And what the board would like to see is progress on the property. Yeah, so if you come back on the 16th with no permits pulled, or with, maybe even think about securing the lot itself so that the neighbors feel a little more at ease with what's going on. Not that that's part of it, I'm just saying, like, the board would like to see progress on the property, and if not, then yes.
And one question, can I find the forms online to apply to have the partial release for the other properties?
That's a Tammy question.
Yes, you can go on the city website.
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Good luck, yeah. Freedom Flipping Academy, I thought it was like a bounce house place. You know what
Our
I'm saying?
next case is
Trampolines
on
and
page
stuff.
14. Last four, 5982 is 605 Julius T. Horny Drive. The code enforcement officer is Stephen Willis. The owners are Chavez, Perla, Maria.
Stephen Willis, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number is LCE 20-05982. Address is 605 Julius T. Horny Drive. Owner is listed as Maria Chavez. Violations Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305.15, and that's for the accessory structure. The date of the violation was December 1st, 2020. The July 27th, 2021 order was that this case shall be continued to the September 28th, 2021 Code Enforcement Board. An affidavit of non-compliance was effective July 12th, 2021. Photos were taken on September 21st, 2021, which shows violations still exist. Therefore, City recommends impose a $50 per day fine effective July 12th, 2021 and run until compliant.
Okay. State your name for the case.
Crystal Chavez. Irma Chavez.
Crystal and Irma.
Perla.
Okay. You have heard the officer. Do you have anything to say?
So we haven't really been able to come across to like fix anything in the backside of that little garage, just because my mother, she lost her job and she's been like a full-time mom at home, so we haven't been able to come around to pay anything. But we're about to start getting everything. We're about to start working on everything and fixing everything up, painting it up, making it look nice.
So it says accessory structure. This is just repair to the accessory structure, or it's accessory without a primary?
There's a home, but it's the accessory structure. The front of it's immaculate. It's just the back needs to be painted. The bare wood that you see there, and then some of the fascia soffit just needs replaced with some wood.
Okay.
And once that back part's done, I can close the case out.
Okay, so does this, did you hear what you said? So paint and replace some of the rotten wood at the top of the structure. Like that's it.
Yeah, we just haven't been able to come around.
Yeah. No, you're fine. So how much time, if with that being what you got to do, how much time do you think you would want?
Just like 3 weeks. My stepfather went out of town, so he's coming back next week, and he'll be starting up on everything. But we just need a little bit of time.
I think we can just continue the case to.
I'm looking for the date. 26th. So I'll make a motion to continue the case to the October 26th Code Enforcement Board hearing.
Also, we do want to bring to your attention, where we live, there's a clinic right by us.
There's a what, sorry?
There's a clinic, there's a, I forget what it's called, ¿cómo se llama?
Medical
Art Center. They own the fence that's on this, on.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about the fence.
No, I'm just saying, we just want to bring it to your attention, because we've been to code enforcement to get the situation handled. The fence is starting to rock over. We do have a dog, and because the fence is like just so old and it's starting to like fall, he keeps getting out. So we've been trying to like patch it up here and there. But I mean, we've been bringing it up to their attention, and also they have a dumpster right by us, and we keep getting a rat infestation. And we've been trying to get it dealt with for a long time now, so we don't know what to do.
Dice que ya fue 3 veces al code enforcement and nadie hace
And you've been talking to Mr. Willis?
Talk to Mr. Willis about that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you haven't, yeah.
I can take care of that
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
first thing tomorrow.
Oh, sweet, okay. All right, so I made a motion.
We gotta vote. I second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to continue this case until the October 26th hearing.
So if you get it done, as soon as it's done, call him and then it's done.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Our next case is on page 16. Second down. Last 4.
You
Bye.
better say bye, yeah.
Buenos dias. 1421 Lotella Avenue.
What page?
Page 16.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no, we're distracted.
Second down.
But thank you.
Okay, the owners are Leroy Wilson, Code Enforcement Officer Chris Berry.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 21-01021 at 1421 Lotella Avenue. Owner is Leroy Wilson. Violation of Ordinance 4134, Section 1, derelict vehicle. Date of violation was February 22nd, 2021. On August 6, 2021, the order was the respondent shall have until August 16th, 2021 for total compliance, or $50 per day fine may be imposed. Affidavit of Non-Compliance was effective August 17th, 2021. City recommends to impose a $50 per day fine effective August 17th, 2021 and run until the property is brought into compliance.
State your name.
Leroy Wilson. Leroy Wilson.
Leroy Wilson. You have heard the officer. Do you have anything to say concerning this?
Yeah, I got, when he told me to move it, got with me, I got sick. So I couldn't do nothing. And I finally got up healthy, so I got rid of the truck. But I called and told him that, but
You called and told him what? I'm sorry.
that I was sick.
Oh, that you were sick, okay.
So I jumped the truck. So it's gone now.
Okay. So am I seeing pictures of 2 different trucks or just this red one?
Yeah, the red one that was there before is now gone, but now there's a white truck on the property with a expired tag that expired, I believe it was 2020.
And a trailer?
I'm not sure if that trailer is still there or not. This white truck is the one that I saw last time I was
Right.
there. And if you go to the next picture, it shows the expiration date on the plate.
Yeah. Okay.
The white truck is my cousin's truck.
Yeah.
That's not.
But if it's on this property, so since they're,
I don't know nothing about it. He let me use the truck for a couple of weeks because my other truck was broke. So I don't know nothing about the tag.
is it still there? Is that white truck still?
He using it today. I don't know if he's gonna bring it back.
So that's the, so since there was a case that started with your red truck that was out of date, and then that one you took care of, but the white truck was still there in that same time frame, the case, if I understand this right, Mr. Berry, just continues since
Yeah,
there's
the
still.
ordinance is not vehicle specific. If there's any vehicle on the property that meets the criteria for a derelict vehicle, it would still be
Right.
a violation.
So it looks like the second truck is continuing to,
It's not my truck.
right, but it's on your,
He's using it today, so I have to call him and tell him.
sure, yeah. So that's all you'd have to do, but he needs to be able to see it, not on your property.
I didn't have any idea, didn't have no,
Yeah.
had a spread
Sure.
tag on it, because I've been driving it for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's okay, but, so I'm just telling you, so in order to close out the case though, it needs to be,
Okay.
yeah. And potentially the trailer, because I think I saw a picture of the trailer with an expired tag too. So just so you're aware,
Which,
I'm not 100%, saw it flash by pretty quickly. Miss Tammy's gonna pull it up for us, so. Just so you know, anything that is it is not current with its registration, that's the red truck, yeah. You took care of that one.
It's the red one.
That's the white one. Okay. I could be wrong, maybe I,
Yeah, I saw a
There was a trailer.
okay.
Yeah, I saw a trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
That.
So anything, just so you know, Ms. Wilson, anything that is not current on its registration is gonna continue to keep this case open. And if it's on your property, you're gonna continue to be cited for it. So as soon as you move both of these, the trailer and the truck, you can let Mr. Berry know, and then he can close out the case. Does that make sense?
well, on the trailer, I don't know how he seen that because the trailer
Yeah.
biked up in the yard.
Right,
So I don't know how he took pictures of that
yeah.
because,
Yeah, but I mean, he's got
the
him.
trailer, the trailer been there for the past court enforcement. I've been getting changed. The trailer
Yeah.
been there, it's a working trailer. I just ain't having process of getting it ready to detail.
Sure.
The trailer been there about 5 years, just like that.
Right.
Yeah. He the first one said.
I understand,
anything
yeah.
about the trailer.
But he has seen it now, so that's all I'm saying
I'm
is,
saying, how can he see the tag if it's backed up in the yard?
well, it's not backed up, it's pulled through now, so he can see it. Whatever day, that also on May 26th, it was facing out, and he drove
No,
by
that
it.
trailer, you can't move that trailer.
I'm just saying, like, we have a picture of it, that's all I'm saying. It doesn't, yeah, I don't know how it got there. All I'm saying is you're gonna continue, this case is gonna stay open unless you find a way to update the registration or
So on the trailer, what I just need a sticker to put on.
current registration or move it off the property. That, and either way.
Inside.
Yeah, well, yeah, off the property is ideal, but yeah. But so then when he drives by, all he sees is either current vehicles or no vehicles. But the case is going to continue to go, and you're gonna keep adding on fines if those things aren't taken care of. That's all. I just want to make sure you understand you can take care of this, and then as soon as you do, call Mr. Berry and let him know, and then he can clear the case and close it. Does that make sense?
You need current tags. That's all.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have a motion.
We don't really have staff recommendation is. Okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Gage, second by Mr. Hitchcock. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Our next case is on page 20, middle of the page. Last four is 6385. Address is 217 West 7th Street. Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan. George Patterson, owner.
Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan for City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 1506385 for the address of 217 West 7th Street. Owner is George Patterson. Violations Ordinance 3947 as listed in the agenda. Date of violation September 10th, 2015, and it was so ordered on May 24th, 2016, that the respondent shall be fined $50 per day effective May 9th, 2016 until compliance is met. There was 1,555 days of non-compliance with fine totaling $77,750. Affidavit of Compliance was effective August 11th, 2020. The city recommends 90% reduction to fines of $7,775.80, plus admin costs of $968.31, totaling $8,743.31 to be paid by March 28th, 2022.
Okay. Sir, state your name for the hearing.
George Patterson.
You have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
That is how it used to look at the time. But no, none of those things is there because there's been a whole lot of things been going through about the property. Everything that was wrong with it is no longer existing now.
Yeah. So for the amount of time though that it was not working or not fixed, that's what the fine amount is for. Does that make sense? So we understand it was brought into compliance on the whatever date it was. Yeah, August of 2020. So we understand that much.
Could you repeat that again?
Yeah, so since it was out of compliance for 5 years,
Yes.
that's what the fine total is for. So we understand that you fixed it. And
Sir, this would be, the staff is recommending that the fine be reduced by 90%. So this is your opportunity to either say why it should be reduced more than that, or to tell the board that you're okay with that amount.
It should be reduced more.
Okay, then just explain to the board why.
It's considered as a rental property, but over the years I've been having problems with having someone to take care of things that need to be fixed in the property. Things changed for me, so I had the opportunity to do so. So having currency to fix it and to pay the fine for it, I didn't have the currency, but now I can do a little. I can't say I can do a whole lot, but I can do something.
You said
I haven't had a tenant. I haven't had a tenant in that place, not to show any income from it. From the job I do, that's why I fixed it from that. But from what I work from, I can pay something. I do harvesting. I work for a harvesting company in Hardy County. I have no income from the property. I don't know what else to say, but I will try to do best I can do. All of the things that was wrong with it have been taken care of. Pesticides, terats, everything have been done. I have been in compliance over the 5 years. From passing from one brother to another one, now it's back to me, that I've taken care of the problems that I have. I don't have the currency that was acting for, but if I can have something on the thing, I'm willing to do something.
can you say the last part? We just couldn't hear you.
I'm willing to do something on the fines.
Yeah.
I'm not denying the fines.
Certainly.
And I know that come with the situation. much more to this to say I can just do the best I can do and not to let it get in a situation like I have in the past.
I move staff recommendation to reduce it 95% or 5%, which would be $3,887.75 plus admin costs.
Say that again.
Well,
You said 5%?
to 5%, yes, which would be 3,887.75 plus admin cost of 968.31. And I'll have a total
388.
7.75.
We have a motion here.
What about the payment date too? Do we,
Are you gonna move the payment date?
That's March of next, now, leave that. And see, just
Yeah.
come back. Yeah, leave that where it's at, 3/28/22. Then he can come back and see how he's doing.
Okay. I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Wainwright to reduce the fine by 5% by,
Right.
to make it $3,388,
3,887.
3887.
0.75. Wait,
Or 0.5.
I did that wrong, so let me see.
50 cents, not 75 cents.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I'm about to,
Trying to take
whatever that is, 77 divided by 2. Yeah, 387.
Call it out again.
What's 3,887.5 is what I've done, yeah.
8875.
7.5, yeah.
Yep. Plus the admin cost.
Okay. So it has been motion and
Motion and seconded.
And second by Mr. Wainwright to reduce the fine by 5%, making it $3,887.50 plus administrative costs of $968.31 to be paid by March 28th of 2022. That is the recommendation of the court. Do we have a vote?
yes.
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 Okay. It has been voted and approved to reduce the fine to $3,387.
No, 3,887.
$3,887.50 plus administrative costs of $968.31 to be paid by March 28th of 2020, 2022.
You need to state the full amount.
4,8, wait, who's got it?
I mean, I had it, but
3,887.5.
4855.81.
Correct.
that's his motion.
Yes.
Needs to be stated in the record.
Okay, we're gonna do this over again.
You got it.
Reduce to 5%.
Can we just do the total?
You can just do the total.
Just do the total.
For a total of $4,855.81
Correct.
to be paid by March 28th of 2022.
Nailed it.
All right?
So here's what we would encourage you, Mr. Patterson. Pay as much as you can, as frequently as you can leading up to that 6-month mark. And then when you come back, that is consistently paying is something that the board can consider as we look at what's left on your fine total.
Okay.
Because it's been cut in half.
Yes.
So you just pay on it as much as you can, okay?
Yes,
Have a
ma'am.
nice day, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's a lot of math today.
We have one at the bottom of page 20. Last 40883, 404 West Belmar Street. Code Enforcement Officer Daniel Sheets,
Yeah, East Belmar.
Kind of stuff on
New
Belmar.
Beginnings Baptist Church. Richard Williamson.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 16-00883. That's 404 West Belmar Street. Owner is New Beginnings Baptist Church, Inc. Violations of 4131 exterior maintenance. Date of violation was on February 19th of 2016. The order given on July 26th of 2016 that the respondent shall pay $50 per day effective July 11th, 2016 until compliance is met. Fines total $93,900 and have been out of compliance for the last 1,878 days. The Affidavit of Compliance was filed on September 1st of 2021. It is our request that the fine be reduced to the amount of 10% plus admin cost. That would be 10% would be $9,390. Admin cost would be $812.14 for a total of $10,202.14. That's to be paid on or before March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, state your name.
My name is Richard Williamson.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
So, my name is Richard Williamson. I'm not associated with New Beginnings Baptist Church. New Beginnings Baptist Church has actually become defunct. I work at the South Florida Baptist Association office. We are the associational office for the Southern Baptist Convention in the western half of Polk County.
What is your,
We're the current owners of the property.
They inherit the property once the church closed down.
Okay.
So last October, the pastor passed away. That we had a phone call from a church member, asked if they could come to our office and share what was going on. They did. They informed us that there were 4 church members and that was all of the church membership, 4 people. And so they asked us how we could help. That is our job. We don't have any authority. We just help our churches. We serve our churches. So the churches have the authority. We can only do what they invite us to do and help and ask us to help with. So we tried to connect them with a couple of churches that did not currently have a building. They were in contact with 2 different churches, but both of those fell through. So then in February of this year, 2021, they came to us and said, look, well, between October and February, 2 of the 4 members were put in hospital with COVID. 1 died. The other one was on a ventilator. So there were 3, but 1 was in the hospital on a ventilator. And they came to me and said, look, we just want to be done. How can we do this? They brought the checkbook, the keys, and said, it's yours. And I said, no, that's not how this works. And so we have, because we serve 76 Southern Baptist churches in the western half of Polk County, we have handled situations like this before. So we have a real estate attorney that works for the Florida Baptist Convention that is on retainer. We talked to him. We filed a deed. He told us before we filed the deed with the city to make sure there were no liens on the property. When we went, we asked and were told there were no liens on the property. So we filed the deed. 10 days after we filed the deed, moving it to our name, we got the code enforcement letter. I think the fines were somewhere $83,000 at that point. Of course, we were shocked, but we went about, what do you do at that point? So we have put, since that time, somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000 in the property to bring it compliant. We did not rack up any of these fines. We were unaware of any of these fines until we took possession. In fact, if the church had called us, I believe it was 2016 or 2017 when they started, our job is to serve and help our churches. If the pastor had called us in 2016 and said, look, we can't afford to fix these, but we're getting these fines, we would have put together a ministry team from our other churches, and we would have gone and started helping fix the wood. Yeah. They just never called us, and they didn't call us until their pastor died, and there were 4 members left. So we have, in the time, and since February, we have put all of like I said, we fixed all of the fascia. There was a previous code enforcement officer that was assigned to the case when we first took possession of the property. She walked us through some other things beyond the fascia and the soffit. So we started taking care of that. When we thought everything was in compliance, we called Mr. Sheets, came out, we walked around the property. So we have done everything we can, and here's the deal. We're wanting to pass this church property on to another church. We're not wanting to get some great profit off of this property. We have put about $30,000 into it. We have one of our churches that is ready to purchase it. The agreement is the cost that we have put into the property plus 20 $25,000. That $25,000 goes to help us. It goes to two different funds to help us help our churches. The value of the property is almost $700,000. We're not trying to sell it for that. We want a church to be in that property. But our request is, we understand administrative fees. We would be glad to pay the administrative fees. Our request would be to reduce to nothing but the administrative fees. I'm sorry the church neglected it. I'm sorry that the pastor apparently just threw those notices away. We had nothing to do with that. As soon as we knew about it, we started work to fix it.
When you did a title search, and when you took possession,
I'm sorry.
Did it show the liens at the time?
We asked at the clerk of court's office when we went to file the deed. Before we filed it, I asked her, our lawyer has, our attorney has said to ask you to make sure there are no liens on the property. She looked at the property in the computer and said there are no liens on the property.
You didn't do a formal title search?
No, sir. Live and learn. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yeah, I had to go to my board and say we have fines of over $80,000 because honestly, if we'd have known that, I'm not sure what we would have done with the property. It really, I mean, we would have come and talked to you all and see how to resolve it before we would have taken possession of the property.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Board?
So when did you take possession of the property?
In February, well, actually, we filed the paperwork on March 8th.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
So from March to September, you fixed it?
Yes, sir. And in fact, it would have been done quicker, but our contractor, they were just so busy. They were like, we'll get to it as soon as we can. I mean, we told them ASAP because it was still racking up $50 a day. I mean, it wasn't like 88,000 was going away. I think we're at 90,000 now. So, yes, sir.
Wait. So that was 2020 then, not 2021.
No, March 8th of 2021, we took possession.
Property.
Okay. Says effect, I'm on the wrong case. Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
see, so it's effective as of
September 1st.
September 1st.
Mhm.
So they jumped on it quickly. I don't know, guys. I'm of the inkling to drop the fines and admin costs only. Given the speediness of the repairs, once it was made known, and a great cost.
Okay.
Did you have a second?
Second.
All right, well,
Motion by Mr.
there's my
Gates,
motion.
second by Mr. Duke to drop the fee to adjust the administrative costs only of $812.14. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to charge just the administrative costs only of $812.14 to be paid by March 28th of 2022? Or would it revert back to the?
We'll pay it way before then. And thank you. I can't tell you how nervous I've been. I can go eat now. Thank you. So yes, we will pay it ASAP.
Great. Appreciate your work you did there. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Next, on page 21, second down, 4061, 1925 West Walnut Street. Code Enforcement Officer Daniel Sheets. Stephanie Wade and John Wade. Okay.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 17-04061. That's 1925 West Walnut Street. Owner is Lisa Christmas. Violations, Ordinance 3947 for care of premises, overgrowth, open storage, and junk. Date of violation was June 19th of 2017. On July 27th of 2021, an order was given to hire a contractor to abate the property and bring the property into compliance. Fine totals of $70,000 for 1,400 days of non-compliance. Affidavit of Compliance was filed August 17th of 2021. It is our recommendation that the fines be limited to 10% plus admin costs, 10% being $7,000, admin costs of $914.53 for a total of $7,914.53 paid on or before March 28th of 2022 or revert back to original cost.
Okay. State your name for the court.
John Wade.
It was my sister's property, and she's passed away. I'm in the process of trying to get it in my name, and then once I do that, I can start paying on the fines.
So you say it's your sister's property?
Yes, yes. And she passed
And
away.
you're in the process of getting it put into your name?
Yes, yes.
Through probate?
Yeah, that's what I've got to do. I haven't started it yet, but that's what I've got to do.
Okay.
Is there any, are you asking anything of the board today, or you're just?
Well, I guess a continuance or whatever until I get it in my name and come back and go from there.
We do that.
The fee, the amount, the total cost is $7,914.53. Are you satisfied with that?
And once I get it in my name, yes, I ain't got a problem with that.
Probate takes a while, right? Just trying to figure out a time frame for.
At this point, it's not in his name.
Well, actually, I don't know if that we need to continue it.
I don't know.
Well,
if he's okay with the fine total.
The reduction of the fine, and the board doesn't necessarily need to hear from the actual owner.
Right.
Being that the owner's deceased, technically the heirs already own the property. I don't know if he is an heir, being the brother. If she had children, then the children technically own the property now, unless the probate, unless something different would happen in the probate, or if there's a will that would dictate otherwise. There's just a lot of questions about the actual ownership of the property right now.
Either way, we don't have to continue. We could just staff recommendation, and then they would come back before us.
Right. That's what I was going to say. That, notwithstanding any of whoever owns the property, the board can still reduce the fine or do whatever the board wants with the fine, and put some time limits as to when it can be paid. And then if he wants to request reconsideration once he does own the property, he could come back then.
So I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved that we accept the staff recommendation. Did you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. When you get things straight, you can always come back and try to get the fine changed. Okay. Have a nice day. On page 22 at the top of the page, last 47902, address 1026 Madison Avenue. Mr. McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer. Owners are Canabia Collins.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 17-07902 for the address of 1026 Madison Avenue. Owners Canobia Collins. Violation, Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, care of premises, open storage and junk. Date of violation was December 11th, 2017, and it was ordered on April 24th, 2018, that a respondent shall be fined $30 per day effective March 20th, 2018 until compliance is met. There were a total of 1,273 days of non-compliance, with the fines totaling $38,190. There was an affidavit of compliance effective September 13th, 2021. It is the city's recommendation to reduce the fine amount to 10% of the original cost of $3,819, plus admin fee of $707.19 for a total of $4,526.18 to be paid in full by March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Okay, state your name for the court.
Canavia Collins.
Okay, you have heard the hearing officer. What do you have to say?
I haven't seen some of that stuff in so long. I've addressed a lot of it, but I haven't got the registration on the van yet. I'm working on that now. I just gained employment like 3 weeks ago, so I'll be working on that.
It was in compliance as of.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I wasn't gonna, I was gonna let that one slide.
I mean, it's been determined in compliance,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Say that.
just so you know, sir, that the officer said that you're in compliance now.
You're good. Everything's good.
And so what's the issue now is the fine that's accrued.
Yeah, that's
It's a
all.
big fine that's grown. The officer's recommending that they reduce that fine by 90%. This is your opportunity to explain to the board whether you agree with that 90% reduction or whether you want more.
Reduction.
And if you want more of a reduction, then now's your chance to explain to the board why you think that that's deserved.
I do because in January I had a stroke. In February I got incarcerated and I didn't get out till May, so I couldn't address a lot of those things for a while there. So now that I got employment, I can handle a lot of that stuff now.
So is you saying that the $4,526.19 is okay with you, or you want us to reconsider that?
Oh, it's okay. But I'm just giving you a background of what I was going through, really.
But okay.
But that's great from where it was.
Yeah, and
I move staff recommendation.
second.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock. I mean.
Yeah, you got it, you got it.
Hitchcock. Second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved that we accept the staff recommendation of the fine of $4,526.19 to be paid by March 28th of 2022.
Mr. Collins, as we would encourage everybody, just pay as much as you can up until that date, and then as you come back before us, we can consider what you've paid and whatever's left on the fine.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, sir.
Page 23 at the bottom. 2502 is the last four, 1880 Fairbanks Street. Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. Nero DeRubers.
Nero DeRubes.
Okay.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer of the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-02502, address is 1880 Fairbanks Street. Owners listed as Angelo's Aggregate Materials Ltd. Violations are of Section 86-3 for dirt, filth, etc. on streets and alleys prohibited, and Section 90-1A for objects within the public right-of-way. Date of the violation was June 12, 2020, with the May 25, 2021 order being that the respondent shall be fined $50 per day, effective May 9, 2021, until compliance is met. The property was in non-compliance for 116 days, with the Affidavit of Compliance being effective September 2, 2021, and fines totaling $5,800. At this time, the city would recommend that that be reduced to 10%, which is $580, plus the administrative cost of $485.74 for a total of $1,065.74 to be paid by March 28, 2022, or it would revert back to the original amount.
Okay. State your name.
Nero DeRubes.
Okay. You have heard the officer. What do you have to say concerning?
No, we addressed a lot of the concerns that the officer had. We fixed a lot of things. We spent over $40,000 on putting a new well irrigation systems within the site, and we're monitoring every day. And she keeps in touch with us, making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to. So we're good with it.
I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gage, second by Mr. Wainwright. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank
Sir, I know that could not have been easy, but I appreciate you doing due diligence and making sure that got done. And
Thank you.
I know your neighbors
Thank you.
appreciate it too.
Have a nice day. The bottom of the page, last four, 4630, 3546 Rosler Lane. Code Enforcement Officer Dennis Browning, Raymond Del Giorno.
Dennis Browning, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This is case LCE 20-04630. The address 3546 Rossler Lane. The owner is Raymond and Mary Del Giorno. The property was cited for violation of Ordinance 5425 in regards to damaged fence. The February 23rd, 2021 order was that the respondent should be fined $50 per day effective February the 8th. Fine totals $11,000 for 220 days of non-compliance. Staff's recommendation is to reduce that to 10%, which is $1,100, plus administrative cost of $322.54, for a total of $1,422.54 to be paid by March the 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Sir,
Yeah, since
state your name for the court.
Raymond Del Giorno. Okay, since last year, and it actually started late November and December, I've been in and out of the hospital half a dozen times. I've been to Lakeland Regional for bladder cancer. I'm also being treated for another blood disorder over in Moffett Cancer Center. And it's just taken a while to get anything done. I had to ask the church to come by to help fix the fence. They fixed the fence. And I had to get somebody else, I had to borrow money to get the tree that was pushing against the fence, removed. And we live on Social Security, and we just don't have a lot of money or anything else. So if you could reduce that fine or eliminate it, or if you could do something, I would appreciate that.
Board.
Mr. Brown, are you in contact with Mr. Del Giorno? He's been, as it was brought to his attention, he was around? Or?
I haven't made or had contact with him until maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had tried to make contact several times at the front door, but no one was home. Mm-hmm. Well, when he finally did contact me, he told me that, he'd been out of town for medical reasons and things like that. And he took care of it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also get treatments in the Watson Clinic too, so I'm away from that home quite a bit, and I have a mentally disabled daughter, and I have to take her places, so it's just,
it's a lot.
It takes a lot of my time, all these issues.
Make a motion.
I move we reduce it just to admin costs only.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Gage to reduce the fine to the administrative costs only. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to reduce the fine to the administrative costs only of $322.54 to be paid by March 28th, 2022. And we also have another case for him on the next page.
Dennis Browning, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This case LCE 20-04631. The address 3546 Rossler Lane. The owners are Raymond and Mary Del Giorno. The property was cited for violation of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307.4, care of premises. The July 27, 2021 order was that the respondent should be fined $50 per day effective June the 22nd, 2021. The fine totals $3,450 for 69 days of non-compliance. Staff's recommendation is to reduce that to 10%, which is $345 plus administrative cost of $371.50 for a total of $716.50 to be paid by March the 28th, 2022.
Okay.
Could you tell me what that one is?
It looked like a refrigerator.
Yeah, it was a refrigerator stored out.
Out front, you have a refrigerator sitting.
Okay, yeah, they took it away, they did.
Yeah, and then there was, it looked like some trash maybe or debris on the other side of the fence too.
That's been removed, that's.
Certainly, yeah, so all this has been taken care of. It's just for the time that it was not in compliance.
Okay, but I'm not familiar with anybody notifying me about that or anything.
So it would have been the same.
What do you have to say concerning this, sir?
Say that again, please.
What do you have to say concerning that fine?
Okay, it's the same thing. We don't have much money to do anything, you know, and this is.
Okay.
Round two.
I move we just do admin cost only.
Second that.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Gage to do administrative costs only of $371.50. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to do administrative costs only. You only pay the $371.50. It need to be paid by March 28th of 2022. Okay, sir?
Thank you, I appreciate
Okay,
it.
Mr. Delagiorno, there are two different cases.
Two different
So just make sure you pay as much, even if it's just a little bit, to both of those cases. As you approach the deadline, you can come back and see us if it's not paid.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that.
Have a nice day. On page 25, second down, 5632, the last four, 3957 Hampton Hills Drive. Code Enforcement Officer Chris Berry. Cesar Munoz.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case LCE 20-05632, 3957 Hampton Hills Drive. Owner is Hector Munoz. Was violation of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3 for roofs. Date of violation was November 6, 2020. On May 25, 2021, the order was the respondent shall be fined $50 a day effective May 10, 2021. The fine totaled $6,100 for 122 days of noncompliance. The respondent took a summary disposition to reduce the fine down to 10% of the fine for $610, plus administrative costs of $250.23, for a total of $860.23 if paid on or before March 28, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Okay.
We have the pictures.
Sir, you have heard the officer. Do you have anything
ma'am.
to say?
Well, I say that you reduce the bill because when I'm watching it here, the people create things in the front of the house and they get summons. But this, I didn't create that. You can stop a hurricane to come to your house and take them away. Okay, fine. I can tell the insurance, hey, I need the money tomorrow because the city is gonna sue me. Then what I do?
Sir, can you state your name? Can you state your name?
Just tell us your name into the microphone, please.
My name is Cesar Munoz.
Cesar Munoz. Okay. So board, are we?
So it said this was due to us. This is storm damage?
Excuse me?
It was storm damage? from
Yes,
hurricane?
it shouldn't took almost 2 years to get the money.
Okay, so Irma. This is, I'm trying to figure out what storm it was. Maria?
That's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Was in 2020.
I can hear you say.
We're just trying to figure out, you said it was storm damage, and not, I guess that, not that it matters that much.
What I
but-
say, this is it's not my fault. I mean,
Yeah, I understand.
I know you had to go to me because the house is on our name, but you cannot stop a hurricane to come here and take your house. I can tell the insurance, hey, I need the money tomorrow because the city sued me $55 a day and take a year, almost 2 years and a half to give me my money to the insurance.
Certainly.
You know what I mean? And then I can,
So there was, there was some grace if the date of violation was November of 2020 and nothing was rolling until May 10th of this year. So it's not lost on the staff that there was a pandemic and that everything was crazy for everybody.
okay.
So you agreed to pay the $860.23?
How much?
$860.23.
I had to pay, what can I do?
Okay, and do we have any
Move
more?
staff recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Wainwright. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation of paying $860.23. It has to be paid by March 28th of 2022.
Thank you very much, man.
Okay, have a nice day.
You good? Yes, sir.
Thank
I
you.
think that's it. Yes. We have one more tag, but I see more people in here. So it is on the middle of the page of 26, 0065, 4110 Teralago Boulevard. Code Enforcement Officer Chris Berry. Tanya, what's that? Lyle? Teralago Community Association Incorporated.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 21-00065, 4110 Teralago Boulevard. Owner is Teralago Community Association Incorporated. Violation of Ordinance 5425 for fence condition. Date of violation, January 6, 2021. On August 24, 2021, the last order was the respondent shall be fined $50 a day effective August 9th until compliance is met. Fine totaled $1,050 for 21 days of noncompliance. The Affidavit of Compliance was effective August 30th, 2021. City recommends to reduce the fine down to 10% of the fine for $105, plus administrative costs of $257.26 for a total of $362.26 if paid on or before March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
State your name for.
Hi, I am Tanya Law. I am the property manager for Teralago Community Association. I realize this is not a whole lot because we did take care of it pretty quickly once we received the notice. This community was managed by the developer still during the time that the fence apparently went broken. The community purchased the clubhouse the last day of July. It was effective for August 1st. The notice was actually found, I think, in a desk drawer or something by someone else. We didn't even know that we had a code enforcement. So as soon as we found it, I became the association manager on August the 9th, and I was in training for a week. So when I actually got to the office the following week, I was told, hey, we found this, we need to take care of this. So I immediately contacted a company and had the fence fixed. So therefore, we fixed it, and we did call codes enforcement and let them know that we had just found it. It was taken care of, and therefore, that's when I think you were notified.
Okay.
So my board is, like I said, it's a new board, and they simply asked me to come and plead a case to see if we could possibly have this forgiven, since we didn't know about it, and it technically was not given to Teralago Community Association. It was originally given to OK Teralago, which was managed by Evergreen Management, who was the management company for the builder of Coulter.
Okay, Table.
I move staff recommendation. I mean, it's,
Yeah, not a lot, and they took care of it.
We have a motion by Mr. Hitchcock.
Nobody seconded it. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking dropping the fine and just admin costs only. They took care of it really fast. It wasn't, I mean, as soon as they were aware of it, fixed it.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
I'll second that.
Okay. So how do I do that? Say I have a second motion?
So I motion.
It fell for lack of a second, right?
Okay. We have motion by Mr. Gage, second by Mr. Wainwright for administrative costs only of $257.26. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 no.
Yes.
It has been voted and approved that we pay the administrative costs only of the $257.26 to be paid by March 28th, 2022.
Thank you.
Looks like they're in good hands with you, so thank you for moving quickly.
And that's all I have checked off in my book.
Two more.
Good.
Is your address, sir?
New Life.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Today is 9/28, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the City Hall. I have two cases.
Page 13, at the top of the page. Is that it?
What address are you looking at?
What is
1149.
Yes, Parkhurst,
oh, Parker?
right, and 1130 North Webster Avenue.
Page that one's on. Okay, we'll go ahead with page 13 at the top of the page. 4218 is 1149 Parkhurst Avenue, New Life Outreach Ministry, Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan.
Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 20-04218 for 1149 Parkhurst Avenue. Owners of New Life Ministry. Violations Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, roofs and portions and others listed in the agenda. Date of violation was September 1st of 2020. It was ordered on June 22nd of 2021 that the case shall be continued until today's Code Enforcement Board hearing. We filed an Affidavit of Non-Compliance June 9th of 2021. Right now, the city is actually recommending that we continue this case until the December 21st hearing. He's waiting for a grant, so as soon as that's taken care of, then he can do we've been in contact.
State your name for the hearing.
Dr. Larry Mitchell.
Okay, you have heard the officer. You have anything to say?
Yeah, we're making some positive steps.
Okay.
Okay. And the dilemma right now is, I mentioned the last time, the county, the ARP money that they have, 144 million, some of it is set aside for soft infrastructure, which includes
houses and stuff.
shelters, rehab centers, homeless shelters, renovation. You know, we applied for a proposal a couple months ago, and I talked with the county clerk, city manager, I'm sorry, the assistant city manager, called me last week and said that those awards are basically going to be awarded or announced either the end of October or the 1st of November. And so it's a considerable amount that we wrote for because we have 6 houses. We've been in this business for 32 years. But this is my major problem today, and it has been for a while, as you see. We have made some improvements since the last time I was here. We spent several $1,000s in painting and some of the windows. Problem is, I don't want to spend money that we basically don't have when we maybe get this pile of money here. You know what I mean? That may be coming down the pipe somewhere around the 1st of November. So it's, and I didn't know when that budget is going to be announced until last week. So if we get it, not only this property, but a whole lot of other improvement will be made and made room for at least 10 other homeless people that are either coming out of prison or that are veterans. So
that's cool.
You know, I kind of need some time to kind of see where I'm at.
We just continued it to December 21st.
Yeah, we'll trust Mr. McClellan to stay in contact with you and to track progress.
Go to December.
Yeah, so.
I move staff recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr.
Gotta be fast, man.
Hitchcock.
Yep.
Second by Mr. Wainwright to accept the staff recommendation to continue the case until the December 21st, 2021 Code Enforcement Board. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved that we continue till the December 21st.
It's the week of
hearing.
Christmas. Y'all gonna be here?
Oh, we're supposed to change the date.
We're still working on the dates. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Sometime around.
Okay.
What's the second?
The other one is,
same address?
no, it's,
We do have one at the same address on page 12, the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm.
What about the one below it?
That's one we just did.
You mean page 13?
yeah, Greater St. Paul Missionary Institute Church.
Just did the one on page 13.
Yeah, so there is one on page 12 too. Is that?
The same address, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. We made some improvement there. It's the shed that, we moved one of the 2 sheds. I think that's, one of the 2 sheds was removed on that property. That brown one there on the end, it's been removed. And
Well, Doctor, we'll let him read it.
Sorry?
He just needs to read it in. Yeah, you're good.
I didn't want to interrupt you, sir. Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-04212 for the address of 1149 Parkhurst Avenue. Owners are New Life Outreach Ministry, Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, care of premises, open storage, and junk. Date of violation September 1st of 2020. It was ordered on July 27th of 2021 that the case be continued to today's board meeting on September 28th, 2021. It is a staff recommendation that we continue this case to the December 21st board meeting.
I move staff recommendation.
State your name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dr. Larry Mitchell.
Okay.
So
you go along with what the officer said?
On a question problem I have is that's not in line with this, with what I have here.
Oh, it's
You know,
So it's a new order. Our recommendation was to have you come back for this board meeting so we could check your progress. But it seems like Mr. McClellan thought it was wise to continue this case as well. So you have until the December 21st.
Yes, Mr. Williams, what I'm saying is that this is Greater St. Paul. He
Oh,
mentioned
so there was another case. Yeah. There was another case on that same address just for the open junk and debris.
I got you.
Okay.
So we'll do that one
next.
All right, got you.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Hitchcock,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation to continue the case until December 21st, 2021. We have one more case.
Yes, on page 13 in the middle.
13 in the middle, 1031 West 5th Street, Greater St. Paul Missionary Baptist Institutional, Charles McClellan.
Okay.
Am I saying that?
McClellan.
McClellan. Okay. Code Enforcement Officer, okay?
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-04227 for the address of 1031 West 5th Street. Owners are Greater St. Paul Missionary Baptist Institutional Church. Violations of Ordinance 5425, Section 4, accessory structure prior to principal structure. Date of violation was September 1st, 2020. It was ordered on July 27th of 2021. Case shall be continued until today's board hearing. It is the staff's recommendation to continue this case until the December 21st, 2021 board hearing.
Okay. State your name and do you have anything to say about that?
Larry Mitchell.
Okay. You okay
Nothing,
with
sir.
that?
I'm good.
Okay. Do we have,
I move staff recommendation.
okay. Motion by Mr. Hitchcock,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation to the hearing to be continued until December 21st, 2021, Code Enforcement Board. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Okay, that's all we have here, so we can come on up.
Top of page 8. Dennis Browning, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This is case LCE 19-07702. The address 837 Glendale Street. The owners
What
are
page are you on, sir?
Page 8.
top of page 8.
I'm sorry, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
The owners are Stephen and Christina Brown. The owner signed summary disposition agreeing to pay 10%, which is $1,535, plus administrative cost of $373.80 for a total of $1,908.80 to be paid by September the 28th of 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Page 25, second from the bottom.
Okay.
Dennis Browning, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This case LCE 20-06104. The address 1918 Beechwood Drive. The owner is SJJ Associates LLC. The owner did sign summary disposition agreeing to pay the administrative cost only of $420.46 to be paid by March the 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount of $6,300.
Do we have a motion?
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Can we vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bottom of page 3.
Okay.
What?
Page 3.
Page 3. Christian Perry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 15-03849, property address 610 East Myrtle Street. Owner is Terry L. Ellis, Coy Jacobs, and Josephine P. Plumley. Violation of Ordinance 5425 for fence condition. The respondent signed summary to extend the payment deadline to September 28th, 2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Page 4.
Okay.
Christian Perry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 16-08229, property address 701 North Vermont Ave. Owner is Terry L. Ellis. Violation of Ordinance 5425 for fence material and 5425 for fence condition. The respondent signed summary disposition to extend the payment deadline to September 28th, 2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Middle of page 12.
Okay.
Christian Perry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-02858, property address 536 Lake Bonnie Drive East. Owner is Thomas C. Ball, violation of Ordinance 5425 for fence height in residential districts. At this time, the city would like to recommend that we continue this case to December 21st, 2021 Code Board.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
And top page 26.
Okay.
Christian Perry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 21-00064, property address 701 North Vermont Ave. Owner is Terry L. Ellis. Violation of Chapter 86 for lot clearing, junk, trash, and debris. Date of violation January 6, 2021. The order on May 25th, 2021 stated the respondent signed summary disposition admitting to guilt of the property being in violation, and they'll be fined $30 per day effective April 20th, 2021 until compliance is met. The property was brought into compliance on August 20th, 2021 for 122 days of non-compliance with a fine total of $6,100. At this time, the city recommends we reduce the fine to 10%, or excuse me, the respondent signed summary disposition accepting the reduction to 10%, which is $610. Administrative cost of $299.19 for a total of $909.19 to be paid by September 28th, 2022.
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Hitchcock. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir.
Top of page 2.
2. Okay.
Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number 107-0112064-333. Address is 410 West Palm Drive. Owner is Terry L. Ellis for violations of permit violation. Date of the violation is 6/20/2012. The owner has signed summary disposition requesting an extension of the payment deadline to 9/28/2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Page 3, top.
Okay.
Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 14-03054. Address is 410 West Palm Drive. Owner is Terry L. Ellis. For the violation is Ordinance 3371, regulation for open and unsecured and unoccupied buildings. Date of the violation is 05/22/2014. Owner has signed summary disposition to extend the deadline to 9/28/2022.
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Same page, next case.
What page?
Same page, the next case, right below it. Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 14-03072. Address is 410 West Palm Drive. Owner is Terry L. Ellis. The violation of 5425 fence conditions. Date of the violation is 5/22/2014. Owner assigned summary disposition extending the payment deadline to 9/28/2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Top of page 9.
Okay.
Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-02375. Address is 410 West Palm Drive. Owner is Terry L. Ellis. For violations, section 86-2, lot clearing, overgrowth, trash, junk, and debris. Date of the violation is 5/6/2020. Order was sent on 8/24/2021. That at this time, the city recommends 10% of the fine at $450. Admin costs of $513.65 for a total of $963.65 to be paid by March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Do we have
March, you said. I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage? Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Bottom of page 9.
Okay,
You don't have to present that one.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm all done.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Page number 2, second one down.
Okay,
Case Daniel Sheets, City of Lakeland, Code Enforcement Officer. Case number 108-0011-020214. That's 1320 Hartsville Avenue. Owners are Coy Jacobs and Terry Ellis. Violations are derelict property. Date of violation is February 22nd of 2011. Property owners have signed summary disposition requesting an extension to be made till September 28th of 2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Bottom of page 4. Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 17-00698. That's 1120 Olive Street. Owner is Roosevelt Allen Jr. Violation is section 86-2 for overgrowth. Property owner has signed summary disposition for 10%, which equals $597. Administration costs of $394.22 for a total of $991.72. This is to be paid by March 28, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Page 5. Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 17-00707. That's 1120 Olive Street. Owner is Roosevelt Allen Jr. Violations is Ordinance 3947, in addition to all the ones listed in the agenda. Date of violation was January 27, 2017. Property owner has signed summary disposition for 10%, which is $440. Admin fee of $259.56 for a total of $699.56. This is to be paid on or before March 28th of 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
We have a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Top of page 6.
Okay,
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 17-00708. That's 1120 Olive Street. Owner is Roosevelt Allen Jr. Violation is 3371 for unsecured unoccupied building. Date of violation is January 27, 2017. Owner assigned summary disposition for 10%, which is $580. Admin costs of $308.52 for a total of $888.52. This should be paid on or before March 28th of 2022 or revert back to the original cost.
I'll make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Middle of page 18.
18.
Yes.
Okay.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 21-02409. That's 1018 Beach Avenue. Owners are Frank Benefield and Lucille Benefield. Ordinance 3947 for care of premises, open storage. Date of violation was 5/13/2021. There was an affidavit of compliance that was just issued today, 9/28/21. The request is to be fine be imposed of $1,260 for the 42 days of non-compliance.
How many days?
42.
Make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. We have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
And top of page 25.
You need the total again?
You need total?
Crystal? She has it. Okay.
Page what?
Top of page 25.
25, okay. Okay.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 20-05051. That's 212 West Patterson Street. Owner is MMP Restoration LLC. Violation is 5425. Construction and storage trailers permitted and regulated. Date of violation was October 8th of 2020. Property owner signed summary disposition at 10% for $675. Admin cost of $338.86 for a total of $1,013.86. This should be paid on or before March 28th of 2022 or revert back to the original cost.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. We have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir.
On page 8.
Okay.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 20-02236, 411 El Dorado Street. City recommends to continue this case to the October 26, 2021 Code Enforcement Board hearing.
Till October 26th, you said?
Yes.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
And then second one down on page 22.
Okay.
Chris Berry, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case LCE 19-00338, 3216 North Road 98. The respondent took a summary disposition to reduce this case down to 10% of the fine for $4,270, plus administrative costs of $592.95, for a total of $4,862.95, if paid on or before March 28th, 2022, or revert back to the original amount.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Berry. Crystals.
I'm going to go to the top of page 4.
4. Okay.
Okay, case number LCE 1508648, address of 1143 West 5th Street, owner of Terry Ellis. Violations Ordinance 3947, Chapter 33, roofs structurally sound. Date of violation December 30th, 2015. The owner, Terry Ellis, has signed a summary disposition extending the date to September 28th, 2022.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. We have a vote.
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Middle of page 9.
Okay.
Case number LCE 21-00564 for the address of 726 Candace Avenue. Owner Levon Booker. Ordinance 4134, Section 1, derelict vehicle. Date of violation February 1st, 2021. Ordered August 24th, 2021. The owner signed the summary disposition for admin costs only, totaling $282.87 to be paid by March 28th, 2022.
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
The bottom of page 21.
Okay.
Case LCE 17-04432 for the address of 604 West 10th Street. Owners of Gamble, Wright, Leela. Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, as listed in the agenda. Date of violation June 29th, 2017. Ordered on November 28th, 2017. Respondent shall be fined $50 per day from November 6th, 2017 until compliance is met. We're actually dismissing this case subject to the $28,210.59 that was paid by the tax surplus received.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. We have a vote.
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir.
He's back.
Okay, there's only one new case under new cases.
Okay.
Now it's top of page 10. Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Agent for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 19-06908. It's 1120 West Marjorie Street. Owner is Elaine Osborne. Violation of Ordinance 3947. That's for roof structurally sound and maintained ordinance. Date of violation was September 13th of 2019. On March 23rd, the order case shall be continued to the September 28th Code Enforcement Board. Pictures taken on September 23rd of 2021 show that the property is still in violation. We request that a property be brought into compliance by October 28th, 2021, or a $50 day fine be imposed and run until the property is brought back into compliance.
Motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. We have a vote.
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir. Okay. Reconsiderations, the motions are ordered for the cases on pages 2 through 9 in which the respondents did not appear is to deny the reconsiderations.
So moved.
Vote.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I do.
Second.
Or second.
Okay.
Who motioned? Who second?
I was gonna say second, yes.
Okay.
Now vote.
So we voted?
No.
Vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the reconsideration. Okay, and now I'm lost now. What I left with? Okay. All right. Did I skip to the line? Reconsiderations?
You did that one.
I did that, okay. Cases continued. The motion so ordered for the cases on pages 11 through 19 in which the respondents did not appear and are not in compliance is that the fines be imposed as stated in the agenda. Do we
So
have-
moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. We vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved. Dismiss with a fine, pages 20 through 28, in which the respondents did not appear, is to dismiss with fines as listed in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Voted, motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved. Dismissed with no fine, the motion so ordered for the cases on pages 29 to 34 that are now in compliance is to dismiss with no fine.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Gage. Vote?
Yes.
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 And that is it as far as I can see. And if it's nothing else, this hearing is dismissed. Whew.